Hey guys, tonight we're stepping back over 4,000 years into a world of grand cities, intricate streets, and a civilization so advanced for its time that it feels like it belongs centuries ahead of its age. The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as Harappan civilization, rose from the fertile plains of what is now Pakistan and northwest India. It built cities with astonishing precision, traded across vast distances, and mysteriously disappeared. So before you get comfortable, dim the lights, maybe grab a blanket, let the quiet hum of the modern world fade into the background. Tonight's journey is not just about history, it's about the shadows history leaves behind. The Indus Valley Civilization emerged around 2600 BCE and flourished for nearly 700 years. Its cities Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and dozens of others weren't chaotic clusters of huts. They were meticulously planned urban centers with straight streets laid out in perfect grids, sophisticated drainage systems, and multi-story brick houses. These weren't just feats of engineering, they were statements of stability and order. People here lived with a level of urban comfort that many civilizations wouldn't see again until the modern era. Imagine walking down those ancient streets, the air thick with the smell of cooking grains, traders shouting their offers, the sound of pottery wheels spinning in workshops. And yet, despite all this, by around 1900 BCE, the great cities began to falter. The bricks cracked, the streets emptied, and the people vanished. The question that has haunted historians and archaeologists ever since is, why? The Indus Valley Civilization left behind no deciphered written records, just thousands of small seals carved with mysterious symbols, each only a few centimeters across. Without a Rosetta Stone to decode them, their voices remain locked away, whispering from clay but never speaking. So researchers are left to piece together the end of this civilization through clues scattered in the earth. Pollen grains trapped in ancient mud, shifts in riverbeds, the charred remains of old granaries, and the story that emerges is as compelling as it is tragic. One theory is environmental collapse. The Indus Valley relied on mighty rivers like the Indus and the now vanished Saraswati. These waterways fed the fields and sustained the people. But geological evidence suggests that tectonic shifts may have altered the course of these rivers. Imagine one day finding the lifeblood of your civilization drying into dust, or shifting hundreds of miles away. Without reliable water, crops failed. Without crops, trade routes collapsed. And without trade, the cities which thrived on exchange became hollow shells. But nature may have dealt an even harsher blow. Around the same time, climate data shows a sharp decline in monsoon rains. The once fertile plains began to bake under the sun. Drought tightened its grip, forcing people to abandon cities in search of food and water. Picture the slow unraveling of daily life, markets growing quieter, workshops closing, temples left untended, families loading carts with what little they could carry, heading toward lands they hoped would still be green. And then there's another, more human possibility: conflict. The Indus Valley wasn't a fortress-heavy civilization. Their cities lacked massive defensive walls common in other ancient cultures. This could mean they lived in relative peace, or it could mean they were unprepared for outside threats. Some archaeologists point to skeletal remains showing signs of trauma, suggesting violence played a role. Perhaps new groups moved in, drawn by the fertile land, and clashed with the weakened Harappans. Or perhaps internal strife fractured the society from within. What's perhaps most haunting about the Indus Valley collapse is not what we know, but what we don't. Unlike the Romans, they left no grand historical accounts. Like the Egyptians, they built no towering monuments shouting their legacy to the skies. What remains are silent streets buried under centuries of dust, and thousands of small carved seals. Their symbols forever just out of reach. Each seal feels like a locked diary entry from a vanished people. Some show animals, unicorn-like creatures, bulls, elephants. Others depict humans in what appear to be ritual postures. The meaning could be economic, religious, or something we can't even imagine. Without the key, we're left staring at the cover of a book we'll never read. And here's the thing: civilizations don't usually collapse overnight. They crumble, slowly, invisibly at first. The walls don't fall in a single storm. Streets don't empty in a single season. For the Indus Valley, it was likely a combination of forces: environmental change, shifting rivers, weakening trade, possible conflict. Each factor alone might have been survivable. Together they formed a perfect storm. By 1300 BCE, the once great cities were ghosts. The people had dispersed into smaller rural communities. And the memory of this civilization, one that had once built some of the most sophisticated cities in the ancient world, faded into obscurity. Today we're only just rediscovering them. In the 1920s, British archaeologists, digging in what they thought were mere mounds of earth, uncovered the brick walls of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. What they found stunned the world. Evidence of city planning and craftsmanship thousands of years older than anyone expected in South Asia. And yet, even now, 100 years after their rediscovery, we still know so little. Who were they? What language did they speak? What stories did they tell around their fires at night? The Indus Valley is a reminder that history isn't just the tale of those who survive. It's also the silence left by those who don't. Their streets may be empty, but their mystery is alive, pulling us back across millennia to ask the same questions over and over. In our next part, we'll step into another vanished world, one whose disappearance is just as puzzling, but whose legends still echo through the jungles and ruins. But for tonight, as you close your eyes, picture the streets of Mohenjo-Daro under a blazing sun, the sound of market stalls, the cool shadow of brick houses, and wonder what it would be like to watch a civilization fade into the sands of time.